Man, a lot of things has happened over the weekend, right? So one of the first things I want to talk about today is the Omah Lay situation. I hope I pronounced that right. And I empathize with the young man. And first off, I want to say, I find it interesting that a lot of women were trying to say that they were together for 7 years. So I won't even say women. It was just out there somehow that they were together for 7 years. And they were this boyfriend and girlfriend. And a lot of women made a comment of that the woman, Jesssani, I think that was her name, she wasn't at fault because, they were just dating. They weren't engaged or married. And a lot of comments I saw saying that if they were together for that long and he didn't make the next move that to, make her transition her from a girlfriend to a fiance to a wife, then her actions was justified in what she did by embarrassing that man in front of, at this point, the whole entire world. Then it later came out because Kai came out, found the guy, and got him recorded saying that, no, they weren't together for 7 years. That's just something that was out on the internet. They were only together for maybe a year. And I thought that was pretty interesting because I was just like, wow, okay, so what's the justification now? I'm sincere with this. What's the justification now? Because originally y'all thought it was okay for what they did or what she did to him because he just wasn't a wife. He wasn't a husband. He wasn't trying to step up. No, they were still dating, getting to know each other or in a relationship exclusively. Now, the young woman did come out and did make an apology about what she did and eventually said that this is something that she wished she never did.
But obviously, before I get that started, I want to publicly apologize to him. Obviously, me and him, we've had private conversations where we spoke, but since it was public, I think the right thing for me to do is to publicly apologize.
Now, one thing I can appreciate, she has publicly apologized. She has at least enough self-awareness to know that, you know what, I embarrassed this man in public. Let me go ahead and apologize to him in public. And I'll talk more about this later. But I appreciate that. I just want to make sure that I point that out before we continue.
To him, that was bad. But, it was honestly a mistake. If I knew this would get this far, I wouldn't even go to the concert. I don't know, because this is not worth the hate that I'm receiving. But
so the only reason she's apologizing because she doesn't like the hate that she's receiving, is that how I'm understanding this right now? Now, initially, I gave her credit for being self-aware, but truthfully, I don't think she really was self-aware. She just doesn't like the attention she's receiving right now. It's not what she expected it to be.
Yeah, since it was public, I want to publicly apologize to him. So yeah, let's just get straight into the story. The rumors, actually, I want to address the rumors first. So why am I okay? First of all, who's Fafa? No, who's that person? Whoever said that my name is Fafa? Can you come? No, come please. Because I literally went on stage. I literally said my name is Jess. I said it twice. So I don't know how people are getting this information from. That's not my name, please. No. And also people saying that he's the one that bought the tickets. Who told you that as well? Who said he's the one that bought the tickets? It was me. I'm the one that bought the tickets. I wanted me and him to have a good time because, we're young, real young. So,
all right, I understand that you're young, real young. However, you're old enough to be an adult. I can't remember if I saw she was 22 or 23, but either way, you're old enough to drink, boat, and go into a military. Now, obviously, they're not in America, but I'm basing this off American standards. Either way, even overseas, you're an adult. So you have to make those adult choices, decisions, good or bad, under pressure, fight those desires, and show respect at the most inconvenient of times. So you saying that you're really young, you're not a kid, you're still an adult. I don't like the really young excuse.
I thought this is a good thing to do. Let me just take my man to a concert, let's have fun, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that, I beg. Since when is it illegal to do so? Since when? That just tells you a lot because us women, we can do things as well. Like, if you want to take my man out, I'll take my man out. So yeah, like I said, it was me. Anyways, also, me and him, like, we've had private conversations about going on stage with Omah Lay, because he does this at his shows. If you really know Omah Lay, you will know that he's done this in his past, at his past concerts. Like, this is what he does.
So let me get this straight. You're trying to use a hypothetical situation to justify your actions now. It's kind of taken away from the initial apology you gave. Now, I don't dispute the fact that, yes, he is aware, or he should be aware of what kind of artist this man is. Just like Usher, like I said before, or I will say in this video, he's a more extreme version of Usher for us in the States, if you want to make a one-to-one comparison. However, though, your fantasy does not excuse your actions, or does it excuse the embarrassment you caused this man? Again, this explanation is just taken away from the apology. It makes it seem that you're not genuine nor sorry at all. You just don't like the backlash on yourself, which is most likely the case. I can understand that.
This is literally what he does. Like, it's nothing new. So obviously, I said, you know, him at this conversation, like I said to him, if I was to get called on stage, I'm going to go on stage. And he said, that's fine. Like, he's been saying that's fine. Like, me and him never, ever, ever had an issue with me going on stage. Even when the time came, like, I think there was a video where people were saying, like, I was moving away from him, like, I was pushing him away. Like, no. Like, Omah Lay literally looked at me and said, he said, I want to use this. So obviously, I just got really excited, because Omah Lay is like one of my favorite artists. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you all have favorite artists. I didn't want to hear that. Like, so he's mine. So obviously, he's my favorite artist, not mine. So obviously, I got really excited. I was just genuinely happy. And obviously, when I moved to the side, that was when he asked me to go on stage. I was just waiting for obviously the security to get me out of the crowd. That's why I was even stood there.
Yeah, now I'll put that in the video somewhere in here too. But what I find interesting in this situation is that the music artist actually did him a favor. And before I get into more details how he did do him a favor, I will say this. The girl did say that, hey, I paid for the tickets, and he knew Omah Lay is one of my favorite artists, and he knows how he is when he performs. And granted, I never heard the man, so I looked at some of his other performances on stage, and he does do a lot of sexual stuff on there when he brings women on stage, so that it should be something to be expected. That's just what he does. Kind of like an Usher, this more of a extreme version of Usher for Africa, I think. Excuse me. When it comes to the activities he does with women on stage, people had a problem with Keke Palmer and Usher, and Alicia Keys and Usher, but man, if Usher was doing what this man was doing, there'll be a lot of fights out there. Okay. So the justification is invalid that he was with her for 7 years and she went on stage and embarrassed him. Now the justification is, okay, well, I paid for the tickets. So now women are saying, hey, that's what he gets for allowing her to pay for the tickets and pretty much taking care of him. And I find that that's a very twisted mindset, because if you think about it, especially in today in modern times, it's impossible for a man, especially one in his young 20s, to take care of a woman 100%. I remember when I was dating, even when I was married, you know, a lot of the women that I would date, some want to consider themselves independent, and my ex-wife was one of them. Now, did I pay for a lot of stuff? Yes. But did they also take turns in paying for stuff? Yes. It kept it balanced and fair in a sense. I worked hard just like she worked hard for her money and my money. And yes, I did make more than her, but she never wanted to feel like that she owed me anything by me paying for everything. That was when we were dating and before we got married. She didn't want that expectation because I paid for this or that, I automatically going to right? Or I don't know, I can say that on a YouTube video. Maybe I'll bleep it. So yes, we had this agreement. I'll pay this week, you pay next week. And then things changed when me and her got engaged slightly. It changed in the sense that by that time we were living together, and I was paying for more of the household stuff, like the mortgage and the car payments and all this other kind of stuff. Same thing as we got married, and then she would pay for, like, the smaller stuff and sometimes our outdoor activities. So when you hear that a woman is paying for something, you never know the full reason behind why. In my case, my ex-wife, I was paying the majority of bills. I'm paying for a mortgage, and anything about America, mortgages at the very least, it's going to cost you $1,300 plus, especially in Florida. And then you have I'm paying for 2 car payments, and then I'm paying for the insurance, and I'm paying for all this stuff. And yes, I will still do activity days and stuff, but it took a little burden off me when it came to planning and paying for activities, because she had that part of it, and I greatly appreciated that. So I know I kind of got off topic because I'm talking about my situation and my marriage, how it was back then. But this man, you don't know what kind of agreement they have behind closed doors or outside this stage. He could have paid for a trip for all we know. He could have paid for, paid for her groceries. He could have paid to get her car fixed. He said, you know what? I want to do something nice. This is my favorite artist. I want to take you to, and then we could do X, Y, Z. Now, even though she paid for the concert, that doesn't give her the right to disrespect him the way she did on stage. And never mind the fact that when she was on stage doing all that kind of stuff with a man she didn't know, a complete stranger. And let's be real here, a lot of these music artists have STDs rampant, which I find it so funny when women go and run into Usher, especially with the alleged STDs that he has on lawsuits that he has had, right? People have short memories when it comes to that for some reason. So she gets off stage, and they didn't show her getting off stage and going to him. I just saw the video of when he was just walking away by himself. He looked defeated, but if you notice something, he didn't have his head down. He was hurt. He didn't have his head down. He still held his head high and kind of walked away. And then she was talking to her friends, and one of her friends said that she was holding his dick. Like, what the heck? Now, I don't know. It clearly didn't show the full silhouette thing that was going on, but it did look extremely raunchy. So far, there are reports that she kissed the man twice, and then one of her friends said he held his dick. And in that clip, you didn't hear she denied it at all. They just all laughing, and this man's walking away feeling defeated. So whenever you see Kai, come out there, find a man, get the full story. Hey, they weren't together for 7 years. They were just dating for about a year, or in a relationship for about a year. And then, he helps them make a little dating thing going on, give them a little money. That's cool. I like that brotherhood there. It's nice that we take care of each other whenever we're actually hurt. When we see another man hurting, it's kind of like one of your best friends. He gets dumped or cheated on or whatever. You don't want him sitting inside the house. You want to say, hey, let's go out. Let's go get drinks. Let's go do something. Let's get you out this funk. And that's like an online brotherhood there that you will normally see in person. I really appreciate that somebody using their platform, their major platform, because he just won Streamer of the Year for the sake of time, Kai, and helping somebody out. And I see a lot of women still having issues with that too. Now, the woman did come out and apologize, and to the point, she did kind of make some excuses. And she said that she wished she didn't go to the concert if she knew it was going to turn out the way it did with the backlash she received. Now to the summary of it. And again, I'm going to put the video after I get done talking here of her response. But one thing I will say, and a question I will ask, right? If you didn't get the backlash that you did, would it have been okay? Would you have apologized? Would you have realized that you were wrong if you didn't receive the backlash? If you would have received, let's say nobody said anything, would you have tried to gaslit that man and made him think that he was wrong for being upset and walking off by himself? Would you just listen to your friends? Because that's the thing about friends. I know it's just when it comes to female friend groups. If they see somebody that's in a happy relationship and got a happy and a good thing going on, they will sabotage it. And they may not outright say this man is trash and you're too good from all this other kind of stuff, but they'll put little seeds of deceit in there. And part of that, I felt like that with her, that her friends was sitting there just laughing and supporting what she did to a man that seems like a pretty good guy. I mean, a lot of women are saying that he's attractive, he's well dressed. I think he's getting a fashion deal now. And now this man, he got hurt and he's on a come up. Is that why she apologized now? So it will minimize the blowback on her. Because she is an attractive woman, but now she has this reputation that she would sit here and cheat on her man. And let's be real here. If I saw that woman on the street, or any man saw her woman on the street, they wouldn't take her seriously anymore, because they'll know as soon as she gets an opportunity with somebody that has a little more status or clout, she's going to jump ship, no matter how good you are in the right now or interim, or whatever you want to call it. So that's just my question. Would she have apologized if she didn't receive this blowback? And let's be real here, no, she wouldn't have. That's just me. That's just my way of thinking. Most people do not take personal accountability and apologize until you're told you're wrong. In this situation, the whole world told her she was wrong. Well, the majority of people. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. Comment what you thought. I know I was rambling, talking for a long time, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.